All right, so let's look at masking first. This is when different objects look the exact same. All right, can't tell the difference between them. All right, so this is the Appalachian Trail website. So I actually live right at the bottom of the Appalachian Trail. And what we have here is we have cards. And we have this image card with it's got a title and it's got some words on there too. But what these are representing are actually very, very different things within the Appalachian Trail world, right? We've got states. So the Appalachian Trail goes through multiple states. And we've got an event. And we've got an article. And then look, there's a little one, there's a big one. There's the big version. And of course, those events, sometimes they're big and sometimes they're little. So in this design system, we've probably got something like square card and rectangle card, and anything can go in it. It's so flexible. This is not the type of flexibility we want, okay? This is where we want to do a little bit more work to differentiate these things. We can remove this masking by icons, ratios, attribute positioning, line stroke treatment. There's a whole host of things. Now, I'm not a visual designer, so don't judge my visual design, please. But hopefully you get the idea here on how I can show, not just tell, what the difference between these things are, okay? I love my little state with the little trail going through it, okay? That would take a visual designer maybe 90 minutes or something to make that for all the states that the Appalachian Trail goes through. Okay, this can all go with a design system. It can all go with your fonts and your colors. All I'm doing is just trying to differentiate things with a little bit of iconography. Changing ratios of images is a beautiful thing to do as well. And then you want to be consistent, we'll get to that, throughout the entire application. So you could teach people, this is what a state looks like in this world. This is what an event looks like in this world. And this is what an article looks like in this world. Now, when this happens in the real world, we can laugh at this, like, uh-oh, don't want to mix those up. There was a great, also an example that somebody had, I don't have the picture of it, but it was somebody really mad about those like Lysol wipes. You know, the Lysol wipes everybody was using during COVID, and they like packaged them to look exactly like those butt wipes. And like somebody like was using the Lysol wipes because the packaging looked exactly the same. It was the same brand too. And they got them mixed up, and that was bad. So the principle here, we've got packaging, which is your UI components, your design system. Packaging, very, very important. You want it to be ergonomic, you want it to be on brand, but you want it to reflect the stuff inside. So we got to be really clear. What is the stuff inside the packaging? Is it an event? Is it an article? Is it a state? On Appalachian Trail, maybe they have trip objects too. Maybe they have reviews. We want to make sure we know what the things are and then package them accordingly so it's clear what is inside. All right, so different objects should look different. There's your principle there. Gestalt law of similarity. We don't want to break it. All right, and so some tips on how to avoid this masking. Clearly identify the objects in your interface. Now, if this is easier said than done, we're looking at very simple examples. Sometimes this can be tough, especially if any of y'all are in complex enterprise environments where the objects can be very abstract. When the objects are abstract, even more of a reason to make them really clear through the way that you design your UI. All right, also understand what distinguishes an object from another and surface those attributes. All right, use different visual cues to communicate different objects. All right, love putting people in a circle, y'all. Any visual designers that are like, oh my gosh, putting people in a circle, it's so overdone. That is a good thing. Let's just all put people in circles consistently. Bases or circles, all right? We can communicate these things. I also like things like if it's a place to have a landscape view image. If it's more of a document, have a letter size image for that to communicate these things. Metaphor, people love metaphor. Users love metaphor. So differentiating objects and interfaces actually makes it easier to understand the interface and trust the product or information. This is trust, y'all. If you're at a party and everybody's wearing a mask, right? You don't really trust everybody. It's like, I don't know who you are. We're all anonymous here. This is a trust thing. We want to know what the pieces are in this environment. Or imagine, again, going in an environment and you see something in the corner and you don't know what it is. You're going to instinctually wonder if it's dangerous. All right. So this can actually help really build trust, which is so important with organizations and a big part of user experience.